The first presidential debate has taken place. Biden versus Trump. And my goodness, didn't he wipe the floor with him? But let's find out from somebody who watched it live. Turk, what did you make of the exchange between, as you call him, well, what do you call Donald J. Trump?
I call Donald J. Trump the Great White Hope. It was an
Okay.
amazing debate. He wiped the floor with Sleepy Joe. It was
Okay.
absolutely amazing to watch. It was the debate of the
Hmm.
lifetime with the greatest president of United States history. I support 45.
And why is he the great white hope to you if there's been 40 odd other white male presidents apart
because
from one?
because he created the greatest economy so far. No thanks to the fallen messiah Barack Hussein Obama from
Okay.
Kenya.
Okay. And he created a great economy, but as bad luck would have it, the country's economy and health was struck.
The Chinese virus,
Well, the
coronavirus,
coronavirus.
the Wuhan virus, thanks to Xi Jinping, was released on purpose to
Do you think
destroy
so?
Trump's economy. Yes, it was released to destroy
Wait, can
Trump's
I just
economy.
interrupt? Do
Yeah,
you not
Max,
yeah,
see
go on.
till November there were in Hong Kong there were people out protesting and the only way to get rid of people was maybe the so-called hoax of what's it called? Yeah, no, Trump. Yeah, maybe. Is he American, by the way? Is he in America or something? Is
Yeah,
the Turk in America?
No, Turk is not in America. He decided to leave America because it is becoming a shithole.
But you like the president. But you like the president.
Yeah.
You're going on about how he's going to make it great. So why not go back?
Because he needs to make it even greater for me to return.
Okay, I was just going to point out one thing why I believe Trump's going to win. Forget the fact that he was rude and interrupting Biden, but Trump is in war. I don't know if you know the legislation. I don't know the full American legislation, but I'm sure when a president is in war, that they continue the next term as well until the war's over. Or I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. So if there is a law, I think, in place. So really and truly, because he killed the general of the Iranian Soleimani guy, that would mean that they're in a position of war. So therefore, next term would automatically be given to Trump. Is that am I wrong? Am I mistaken in thinking that?
Well, you're not wrong about that. That traditionally the president continues the second term when there's conflict. Not wrong about that.
Democracy can be suspended
so you don't
when
see
we're
that
in a state of war. Gentlemen, we've got a visitor joined us.
Okay.
I would like to welcome Mohammed. Is this our friend that joined us before? I know, are you there?
Yo, yeah, that's me. Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Who is this me?
Mohammed.
Mohammed calling in from Denmark, I believe.
Mohammed Al what?
Mohammed what?
Mohammed bin Al Salahi?
No. My name is on there, bro. You can read. Mohammed Bashir. That's my name.
Okay.
And welcome once again. We appreciate your contribution last time. Did you watch the debate between Trump and Biden?
Yes, I did.
What did you make of it? Who do you think came out on top?
It's very subjective, but I would say I'm quite objective in the sense I don't really care for both, so I kind of just watched it because I'm interested.
Okay.
I don't think neither of them did very well, but I think Biden did better just simply on the fact that Trump did kind of
mannerisms.
He looked very childish,
Interrupt him a lot.
Yeah, kept interrupting, changing the subject, etc.
Did you think Joe Biden did a good
Biden's
job?
mannerism was more mature.
Sorry?
Did you think Joe Biden did a good job in his 47 years of Congress?
Well, that's not really relevant to the debate, but
It is relevant as one of the points of the debate.
It is. It counts.
well,
But
I mean, you
this
can
is
still,
the thing. If we're talking about sorry to interrupt you, Mohammed, but you've got the debate, and then you've got the individuals and their backstory, and we could bring up all kinds of things that Trump's done in his past or Biden's done in his past. But should the debate be about what is happening now, or is it okay to bring up people's past and try and dirty their name and throw mud about the place?
Both are okay.
Mohammed, you said that you watched it as kind of an impartial. Are you really impartial, or deep down are you rooting for one of them more than the other when it comes to November? Who would you like to win the presidential election?
I'm not gonna claim I'm fully unbiased. Like I probably have some kind of leniency, but I don't like care if either wins. I'm not like that invested, but I am interested because I'm interested in politics. So yeah.
Because it's such a divisive issue and so emotive, I think it's very hard for anyone to watch it without taking a side. And I used to watch every American election that I could remember and be very partisan about it. I don't know why. I'm not American, but I was desperate for Al Gore to defeat George W. Bush the first time, and I was hoping that John Kerry would do it the second time, and it didn't happen. And I was delighted when Barack Obama beat John McCain the first time round. And who was it the second time? I can't even remember. It became so...
Mitt Romney, right?
Mitt Romney, yeah. So unmemorable. And by the time Trump was going up against Hillary Clinton, I didn't really give a damn who won.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt like that.
It was kind of like, do you want to be shot by firing squad or hanged? 33X is saying past makes your future unless you're a criminal.
I did say in previous discussions that it doesn't matter who wins. At the end of the day, it's the
doesn't it? But this time they are talking very different games about the issues at hand in America. They've got very different approach on paper.
What politician do you know has made certain claims and followed through with them?
Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
All right, back to the Turk. Which promises did Trump deliver on Turk? Because he hasn't built the wall, has he? And that was his main promise.
He's building it. He's going to take some time.
Is Mexico going to pay for it?
Make Mexico pay.
No, we're paying for it, but we're completely fine with that. We were going to build it. We're going to pay for it, and that's the end of it. That's the end of it.
We're going to build a wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it.
It's going to be 10 feet tall.
Is it?
That was a good impression.
Oh, thank you. That's my Joe Biden impression.
Oh
no, I can't really do Joe Biden. He's not very. He doesn't really have a personality.
You forgot to say "come on, man," and also grope a little girl from behind.
Oh yeah, he's been known to do that. Oh yeah, come on, man. Now the language
and you forgot to call me a bastard.
Was there a lot of swearing and bad language?
Well, there was a video that came out a few days ago that he called the troops bastards. It was clap for me, you bastards.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was sarcastic though. I mean, if you watch the video.
Doesn't matter. You don't say that.
And it was apparently sarcastic when Donald Trump suggested injecting acid or bleach, rather, as some kind of anecdote for the coronavirus. But he claimed it was. What he said, that was sarcastic. It really didn't.
But that's
sound sarcastic.
That's his. How can a businessman talk science? Like at the end of the day, he knows bleach cleans at the surface of everything, but you can't inject bleach into. So he's trying to be a bit. You know how they come out with these little business schemes? He's good at that, but he's not good at when it comes to science. So anything that he mentions regarding science or anything to do with, I think it's just all gibberish. In my opinion, whether you believe that Donald Trump is good or not, I still believe
he's the best in the world.
Well, put it this way: it's a popularity contest. Whoever is most popular, that's why I think it's all a facade. So that's why I'm saying, at the end of the day, like sports, these elections, everything is distracting you from the main things that are going on in the world, problems that are going on in the world.
If you're
But
easily
again,
distracted like that, you're a moron.
see, that's okay. This
But
is where
people-
when we mentioned the Churchill discussion, where he made Queen, he could have not made the Queen and could have made this could have avoided this country being a monarchy empire, but instead he crowned the Queen. So my point is, a country, I think a monarchy system would do some good for the country. That's why having a president is not. I mean,
That's wrong.
and that's only if the
We
Queen.
need a democracy. We don't need no kings and queens. We're not living in no 1800s medieval desert. We're not doing that. This is 21st century.
Let's let Mohammed back in. Monarchy or
there's
democracy?
nothing about
Mohammed?
medieval about having some
One
hierarchy.
moment,
It is.
Mac. I want to hear Mohammed's take on that one. How about
Sorry?
democracy or monarchy? Is there anything to be said for having a benevolent king or dictator?
Depends. Well, I don't know if you don't have to be a dictator to be a monarchy, but to have a monarchy. But it depends on the context. Some places, yeah, it would probably work better to have a
Some
monarchy.
places reminds me of what we said last time. Some things
Low
work better in a
IQ
different
countries
context.
need dictators and monarchies. High IQ countries, we want democracy. As simple as that.
America doesn't
Okay.
have a hierarchy, but okay.
I agree it doesn't, but we have higher IQ than most of the world. So that's why we have democracy.
You have higher IQ than most of the world.
Exactly.
Sorry.
We can
It's
have
just
we
funny
can
to
have
hear
this
that.
debate if you want, gentlemen. It came up in the comments
I
recently.
Americans are not. I mean, personally, when you look at the adverts, compare American adverts to English adverts. English
Adverts don't matter. Adverts
This-
don't
no,
matter.
no,
what
no,
are you
no,
talking
It's just
about?
an example.
Wait. This is sorry.
That's
Matt,
a bad
you're coming in.
example.
The following is how you measure the intelligence of a country, and it's to do with the adverts they have on TV.
Yes.
Go for it.
No,
Matt.
this is an example.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it, Matt.
See, you look.
Yep.
See,
Awful.
Maclopedia is my name, by the way. Maclopedia.
No, we're ready to read. Go on.
Maclopedia, edited by anybody.
I'm just saying, well, it would be a good idea, but I'm not saying it will work. But I'm just saying adverts, like when you compare it with the English, like, because when you look at the American adverts, it's all dreamy world on, oh, he's come home to his family, his wife is cooked meal ready. You see what I mean? It's a dreamland. It's like it doesn't exist. Whereas English adverts, like there's a big, massive billboard, and he's walking past, and he's seeing the price of the car,
Yes.
and he walks into
And
a
it's a
lamppost.
it's a mixed
That's an
race
English
family
advert.
usually.
You see what I mean?
Is it?
Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
The
good
I thought-
comedy
I thought English-
versus awful comedy.
English adverts have to have a mixed race family.
no, but
don't
I'm just
they?
saying in general.
Okay.
Well,
Someone
English
once
humor
told
is different
me
to the American humor.
not
Yeah,
Not
English
American,
humor
but-
is not funny at all.
English humor's not funny.
No, the only funny comedian in England is Ricky Gervais
Yeah.
Right.
and Jimmy Carr, and that's it. The rest are trash. The rest are go
What?
fuck themselves.
What? Jonathan Ross? You don't think
No.
you've never watched
No.
Jonathan Ross show?
I watched him. He's not funny.
No.
No.
Well, let's go impartial.
Even-
Mohammed.
Even
Wait. Mohammed, who has the better comedy? Britain, or am I saying England or America?
Well, America is very diverse, so they have very different types of comedy. But I think British comedy is more niche. Like you have to understand it for you to find it funny.
I
Okay.
understand
It's
it. And I
quiet.
don't find it
Probably
funny.
more.
it's a bit more
I
quiet.
understand it, and I
taste.
don't
Yeah.
find it funny.
Well, you have to understand the culture because that's
I
what
understand the
defines-
culture, and I still don't find it funny.
All right, one more advert. English advert is Marmite. Either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
It's
I don't-
one of them situations. Either you love it or you hate it.
Alright.
It's whatever to me. I saw the commercials. Does nothing for me.
Well, I wonder if the American adverts and the British adverts are a
Fair
reflection
enough.
of the politics in the country. And these head-to-head debates are something that we haven't had as much of here in the UK. There was a few on television, and I think last time round, Theresa May was very reluctant to go head-to-head with Jeremy Corbyn. I don't know if you remember him. He's Piers Corbyn's brother. And yeah, is an election debate on TV a fair way of deciding which candidate is the right contender? And I remember a study in America show, and it might have been who did Nixon go head to head with when he won?
Don't know.
The election. Whoever the Democrat was that time. People that listened to the audio recording.
Reagan and Nixon, wasn't it?
Well, they were both Republicans, so it would have to have been a Democrat. I don't know. Jimmy Carter, maybe. So, for example, let's say it was
Jimmy Carter,
Richard Nixon and Jimmy Carter. People that listened to the exchange on radio thought that Jimmy Carter had got the better of him. People that watched it on TV thought that Richard Nixon had won because of how he presented himself. He wore a tie. He wore a dark blue suit, I think, which was something that showed to have positive influence on people's perceptions. But if you're deciding who's the right man to lead the country based on how they look on TV, you're basing it on all the wrong reasons, surely. But let's welcome 33X to the show. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for letting me on.
Thanks for joining. You're welcome. Did you watch the debate between Biden and Trump?
I must say I'm a big Trump supporter. I think
Trump
that
2020.
he's done everything that he said that he was going to do. And you're missing the key points here. This is a man who does not need to bow down to any of the other organizations that are out there. He doesn't need anyone's money. He can literally do whatever he wants. He can.
That's right.
He's got businesses in probably every country in the world. Now that sort of power he already has. You cannot bribe this man. Every other politician's out there, and there's no one like him. He's just somebody amazing, somebody who just goes out there and just does what he needs to do. And it's really refreshing to see someone out there like this currently.
Yeah.
It's a good point. You don't think Joe Biden has made it and could do without a job at his age?
He made it by not giving a few $1 billion to Russia and Ukraine. So, his boy Hunter Biden got that 3.5 million as a bribe.
And do you think somebody who is a millionaire, multimillionaire, they have no reason to need to work? You're going to trust them because they must be doing it out of the goodness of their heart? Maybe they're greedy for the one thing that money can't buy, which is a dinosaur. Is power, isn't it? They're power hungry people.
He has power. He has money. He had power before he even became the president of the USA. He already was up there as I think the most followed on Twitter or something.
But we always want more, don't we? If you remember that great film Aladdin, when Jafar gets all the powers in the world, he still wants more, and Aladdin tricks him into wishing himself to become a genie. So we will always want more, and power is a drug.
Yeah, if we become genies, then probably we will want more. But in this case, he was, as I say, world famous beforehand. He was traveling. He had his own planes and hotels and everything, as you rightly know. And we love him here where I am. And can I just say something also?
Where you at?
I'm in Pakistan.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Really?
And Trump's popular out there, is he?
Is that Triple T?
He's not he probably is. I don't know. I haven't, but he would be welcome.
Just don't tell anybody. You might get stoned to death. Be careful.
Donald Trump is in the bud.
No, nothing like that. No. I think some people I speak to do like him, but we don't talk about this too often. It's not too polite to talk about politics, so I don't really talk about it much. But I'm sure he has businesses here. He's got businesses all over the world. He must have businesses. everywhere here. But can I say something? It's a bit late here, but can I say something to the gentleman from Denmark? If you're
Go
still
ahead.
listening.
I'm here.
Okay. Here where I am, to refer to someone as Mohammed. My name also is Mohammed Omer. That's my full name, Mohammed Omer. But no one has called me Mohammed ever in my life. And if I was to call someone Mohammed, it would be offensive and it would be very, very rude. I want to ask you, is this the same in your culture? Do people refer to you as simply Mohammed? And do you not kind of want to keep that name Muhammad for the Prophet of Islam rather than just having it for yourself?
No, it's not. That's normal. It's not disrespectful. But there are a lot of names that.
Well, every time you mention it, you have to say salawat. There's a
Only if you're referring to the individual.
Prophet. Yeah, but this is a name, right? And
no, but
if
the name is said, it doesn't matter. If the name is said,
No.
it is good to always do.
What about
I'm just saying.
No, it's
I'm
only
just
when
saying
you're
our hadith.
referring to the Prophet. If you're talking to somebody else who's named Muhammad, then you don't have to put salawat. But either way, there's a lot of
you can think of the Prophet when the name comes, and why not send the salawat to the Prophet?
Okay, what about the name Adam or Joseph or Moses or?
Yeah, that's what I was
Muhammad.
going to say. That there are a lot of names that are attributed to prophets that are very common in Muslim.
But I want to ask you: do you not think that we should kind of reserve it and call you by your surname?
33X, you're derailing the show. We are talking about
I swear.
Donald Trump and the other guy.
But just to answer him,
so I would like to stay on
nowadays.
Topic. Mac,
sorry.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's go back to the topic. Liam Brobrick is saying the two-headed dragon is awake from its 4-year slumber to fight itself to appease the serfs. That's cryptic. I wonder what he means by that.
Yeah, exactly.
Liam, what do you mean by that? Is he saying that this whole democratic process is nothing but a farce and we're just deluding ourselves and that whoever wins the government will win?
Come on, keyboard warrior. Explain yourself.
And so, I'll throw a couple of other anecdotes in there, gentlemen. Did you hear that Trump had paid only, I think, $750 in tax? Unbelievably. Doesn't that make him, one, not trustworthy, and two,
can I just say,
not
isn't he the
patriotic?
President?
Yeah.
It's like saying the Queen. First of all, she doesn't have a passport or a driver's license. Yeah,
does she not?
Because
how does she get around? She teleports.
But she's got her own.
Shift.
No, they know the Queen.
Exactly.
Come on, you don't. Queen doesn't need a driver's license or a passport.
This picture doesn't look like you, madam. Oh, now it does.
Though.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the only person's fault that Trump paid that much taxes is the lawmakers themselves that have been in power for 47 years and have nothing about it. You are dumb. You are just dumb.
If you know,
wait. Let me finish. Hold up. Stop. Before, if you want to pay more taxes, that's your right. But if you want to be smart and pay as little taxes as possible, you stay within the rights of the law. You hire a good tax accountant, and you do that. He broke no rules.
Okay, Mac is back in now.
I agree.
Thank you,
I agree.
Mac is back in.
Mac.
I agree with the sense that if you're president or the Queen, that you should be able to bypass it because you're generating.
That's not what he did. He didn't bypass it because he was president. He bypassed it because he knew how to follow the tax rules. Two different things.
Can I just say something? You say he knows how to follow the tax rule. He keeps saying that, but do you not know that he was actually bailed out by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds when he went back? There was a phase where he went back.
So he got.
It's the Turks' fault. It's not my fault. But I'm saying if you know the history of Trump, then you would know this as well. So he was bailed out. He was bailed out.
Okay, but going bankrupt does not
IRS would bail him out again anyway.
Going bankrupt does not mean you are in the deficit or in the red. That means that you are looking to liquidate your assets through faster means. That's what it means. Doesn't mean you're broke. It means that you're trying to liquidate your assets. 50 Cent 50 Cent went bankrupt. He's still rich. He's not
Yeah,
broke.
it seems to be something that only happens to the rich. I wish I was rich enough to go bankrupt sometimes, but it hasn't happened yet. What
It's
about?
like, does Bill Gates? Does he pay? How much does he pay taxes? Like these things should.
Well,
come
Bill
to
Gates must be a really good guy because he's rich enough to never have to work again. So he must be doing all this interest that he's taken in the vaccine must be out of the goodness of his own heart. Isn't that right? 33X.
Yeah, he has done so much good and a very close associate of Trump. And can I just say,
Well, no, he's
regarding
not,
tax-
though, is he? I don't think Trump and Gates are on the same page on this one.
Well, we've
Are
got
they?
a little bit of an issue, but yeah, it's nothing that can't be resolved very soon. But regarding tax, look, who wants to really pay tax? Is there any one of us? Do we want to pay taxes? Any way for us to avoid tax, we will. But I'm not saying Trump did. Now, the key issue here that you gentlemen are missing is Donald Trump hires tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people around the world. And because of Trump, those people are paying tax. They're paying tax, and it's just coming back in that way. So even if you say he paid this much tax, overall, how much tax is being paid because of Donald Trump?
Okay, so all those taxes
Well,
that
the
the
only
employees
reason-
are paying, how do we know that he's not pocketing half the tax that he's supposed to be actually paying
IRS.
towards the act?
No, he can't do
It's
that.
called the
But
IRS.
the only reason he can make all
That's
of this
right,
money is
IRS.
exactly by
I
hiring
know it's
those
the
people.
IRS.
So it's kind
All
of
right,
like a circular.
you know the answer to your own question.
I did say
Okay.
IRS before.
Good.
I want to
So
talk
that,
about
that
now
argument,
a little.
that argument
Go
is
on,
kind
Mohammed.
of,
Sorry.
that argument. People always use that argument to defend billionaires who evade taxes. They say, though, well, they're creating jobs, so it's okay for them to evade taxes. But the only reason they're able to make the kind of money that they're able to make is because they need those workers. So you can't use that kind of circular argument to say, oh, well, they're creating jobs and those people are paying taxes. And also, if you're going to say that part of being a law-abiding citizen is to pay your taxes, and that's what every single citizen is expected of in the society, and people who are on welfare benefits and social benefits, let's say somebody just refuses to work, people will shun those people and say, oh, this guy, he's a hazardous person to the society, but they only get a very small piece of the cake. Whereas these billionaires who evade taxes, they are cheating the system, not
money.
literally, because it's not illegal, but they're evading
Some-
taxes, which they're
Sometimes it's
evading
black
taxes.
money.
Yeah, and they're money that was supposed to millions of dollars that was supposed to go to the state fund is not going. So they're actually withholding a lot more and cheating the system in a much more detrimental way than somebody who's, let's just say, decides to be lazy and be on welfare benefits. But people defend those at the top, and they shun the ones at the
people
bottom.
who are on benefits are not necessarily lazy. That's not right thing to say.
No,
Just 'cause
I'm
you're
not
on
saying
benefits.
that. But even
Some
if
of
we
them-
You just
assume
some
said-
of them actually
you just said
unwell.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if
some of them
even
are
if we
well.
assume they're lazy, though, even just if we assume, people say that, right? People
Can I
just say
they'll
what's
be
so-
shunned.
Can I say what's so funny? There's three of us that are pro-Trump. I'm not against him. The Turk's not against him. But it's funny how we're debating in this manner. But I'm just saying, I don't see because at the end of the day, he's a good showman. He was on The American Apprentice. He got himself famous. He became popular.
He made
got
The
in the spot. He got into the limelight. He got the spotlight for himself. He got his 15-minute of fame, and that he used as well as let's just say he's got money to fund himself to be able to be re-elected or to even be right. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think it's a popularity contest. Being president, that's what it comes down to. That's in my opinion. That's why I say it's all a facade, a showboating.
Well, it is a popularity contest, although, of course, you can win the popular vote and not actually win the election. Donald Trump didn't win the popular vote last time. Hillary Clinton received more votes.
Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary but he won more areas.
I want Trump
if
to
that
be.
makes
I want.
sense.
I want Trump's emails to be hacked, and within Turk, I want to see how you're going to try and defend him then.
Trump was already hacked. Obama's campaign was already eavesdropping and spying on him before the election, during the election, so they already got everything that they need. They still got nothing.
Interesting.
Okay, I want to talk about the coronavirus now and the politicization of it.
Wuhan
and
virus.
The Wuhan virus, as Turk likes to call it, and the politicization of the mask. Donald Trump was mentioning the fact that Biden wears a mask no matter what. He wears a huge mask. He wears it even when he's a mile away from anybody. And it's become very much a symbol of, I'm wearing this mask because I am on the left. I think we should all wear it. And people on the right have been very resistant to that because they are individualists rather than collectivists. And it's become a right-wing trope, if you like, to say that the virus is a hoax, or to bang on about it being the Wuhan virus, even though it spread around the world and became a pandemic.
So what is the question? Wait. What was the question?
The question is, what do we make of the different or the differing approaches to the virus? It seems that Biden is wearing the mask, and a lot of celebrities are wearing the mask like a badge of honor. It has become a statement to wear the mask and a statement not to wear it. And it's part of this similar process that we've seen with Brexit, that divides people on the left saying this and the right saying this.
Brexit,
Not always. So there you go. Trump supporter supports Brexit. You probably don't like wearing a mask, although you do wear it when you come on here.
I do wear masks when it's mandatory, like on the tube and stores, because I obey the laws, and I do not want to get a fine. I do not want to get a fine.
Do you think we should?
It's questionable.
Do you think it should be a law? Do you think that your
no.
freedom of choice to wear what you want should be impeded by a legislation that says you should have to wear a mask?
That's debatable, because if it's gonna help people, you should wear a mask. If it's not gonna help people, because there's different sides that say that they will help, and sometimes it doesn't help. So once the data is fully out on that, and it's like a giant consensus, then I'll say.
Well, they've done the test.
Wear a mask.
They've done the test. They said that obviously, if you're wearing a mask, you're less likely to obviously catch it, as well as other people that have caught it. If they're wearing a mask, they're less likely to give it out. So it just reduces it immaculately.
But Trump emphasized several times in the debates that it had been mentioned that the mask doesn't do everything. Now, we've had so many mixed messages, and many experts have said at one point mask is useful, and then they said the mask wasn't useful. People on different sides pick and choose to which experts they listen to and which part of the advice they listen to. Mac's going to go in on science, and Mohammed's coming in.
Okay. The science behind it is, as well as
TV adverts. Go on. Yep.
The R rate, whatever they call it, is you catch it. As well as that, the other, I mean, how many times a day do you think people touch their mouth subconsciously without thinking, touch your mouth or around your face or around your mouth?
If you're a knuckle dragger, it's a lot.
So this is what I'm saying. Without realizing, you might touch something, and then you might later on touch your face. And so it's not always necessary. Mask cannot. So in a sense, this is where, if he's talking about, mask can't always save you, this is the instance that he probably would mean. Otherwise, if he means something else, I don't know. I can't explain.
Okay, pause it there, gentlemen. I think we've got another guest. Who's HB that's joined us in the chat?
Identify yourself.
HB is on the screen, and they're lurking in the chat. But who are you?
Who are you, HB? Identify yourself right now.
Okay, that's a mystery. Maybe it's the government. We don't know.
Can I ask why you look like a Saudi wife with Turk? What's with the burqa?
I'm not trying to be identified. I'm not trying to be identified.
He's worried about the coronavirus. Okay. So, Mohammed, did you have something to say on the issue of the politicization of the virus?
Yeah, so with regards to the mask, the reason
Yeah.
that in the beginning there was a lot of uncertainty about whether it works or it doesn't work is because there was a lot of uncertainty about the virus in itself. So because it was a novel virus or novel version of the coronavirus, there was not a there was not a lot of data. There were not a lot of empirical data to know whether this was this the how do you say it? The nature of the virus.
PPE.
So, right. So that's why in the beginning they didn't recommend masks, but then they found out, as new data came out, that it actually did help in the sense that if somebody does wear a mask and they have coronavirus, they're much less likely to give it to others. And also what you said about the politicization of the mask. This is where I.
But didn't they
kind of
improve the mask, and it was like a gas mask looking with a tube coming to the waistband? That showed that simple mask it wasn't adequate. Obviously, the type of mask that they had eventually that they called the PPE equipment that they needed was the ones where it's like a gas mask.
Are you talking about the health workers?
Yes, the health workers, because what it is, people that are treating the nurses and the doctors, they realize that their actual face mask or the doctor, it doesn't work for them.
Yeah, no, they don't wear like the average masks that we have. They have their own kind of protective gear.
Special,
So,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's like it's the aerosol protective ones.
Yeah.
It's not the N95 nonsense.
No, they don't wear the regular masks. That would not. It doesn't really protect you in that absolute sense. But what the data just show right now is that it does help. If somebody does have
reduce it.
Yeah, it reduces that person spreading it.
Of course,
that's
the R rate reduces. The R rate,
right? Exactly.
The R rate reduces. Yeah, sorry.
Also, what you said about the politicization. This is why I don't really care for either side, because I remember when the virus began and Trump, he had that kind of partial ban on China. I remember Nancy Pelosi, if you know who she is.
Crazy Nancy.
Nancy Pelosi, she went to like Chinatown.
You gotta love her. You gotta love her. Come on.
No, you don't have to love her.
So she went to Chinatown and like met with a bunch of people there because she was trying to say, Trump is xenophobic and he's racist, so I'm gonna go to Chinatown, even though like that was probably the worst idea because the virus spreads and you're gonna get a bunch of people in a crowded area. So this is why it's like there's a lot of politicization. So people say things, and they only do things because they want to get back at the other side rather than
Crazy Nancy is
for the sake of it.
So can I just say something? All these things that I'm saying, if I decide to go to America and they happen to find these, and if I'm talking all this nonsense, is it going to go against me, like politically? That all these conversations we're going, is it ever going to go against me? I'm just.
There's a high possibility that it will, because they've done it in the past.
Is this why you're masked up, right?
That's right.
But okay.
No, bro, it's okay. Like
we're in a land, freedom of speech, freedom of belief, right?
Yeah, you're not saying anything.
You're
talking about politics.
There is no need for me to share myself. There's no right to do that. You do not need to know who I am.
It's fine. The Turk is adequate.
We're just judging on the content of your character and the contributions that you make. I had a few chats coming in there. There was someone trying to gain access to the live chat who was unable to, unfortunately.
There was a wild chameleon.
Yeah. And 33X is saying, yes, it is. They are watching you. Yeah, Big Brother is always watching you. I want to talk about racism because Trump has been accused of being racist. And I could ask Turk what he thinks about that. I can almost guess the answer already. Is he racist, Turk?
No. If Trump was racist, he would do nothing for black people, just like Barack Hussein Obama, the Kenyan Muslim, did.
Okay.
Is that because he had a meeting with Kanye West? Is that proof that he? So I say he had a.
No,
he was
it's because he's making a platinum plan for black people, spending $500 billion to help them out.
500 billion?
Yeah, 500 billion. Platinum plan. Google
That's a
it.
lot of money.
And
What's the platinum plan?
I don't deny it. I'm listening. Yeah. Go on.
it's like what's it called? Education, small business loans, all that good stuff.
So why did Trump end the funding for racial sensitivity training?
Because it's
If
racist.
he's so, is it racist? Why is it racist? To help people understand how to be
I don't
less
know
racist.
exactly what is being taught in that program, but I remember him saying that there's different approaches towards different races, which is inherently racist. Everybody should be approached the same way by the police.
Sorry. Freedom of speech.
You essentially believe whatever Trump says, like, so you just.
I
accept
believe what's right, not what's left.
So wait. Can I then comment? Can we be a bit more elaborate with the go ask people? Obviously, we're not going to have access to ask the people, but what was said for them to go? He's saying freedom of speech. This is starting to get edgy now for me. I want to understand. Can someone elaborate on that for me?
Elaborate on what? What are you asking?
Well, 33x has put a comment there. Can you? Yeah. Can you be a bit more elaborate on? Because obviously
he's talking about
what we just mentioned.
He had another comment that Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, the Kenyan Muslim, didn't close down Guantanamo when he said he would.
I love how
that's what he's referring to.
Turk refers to Barack Hussein Obama as the Kenyan Muslim and the coronavirus as the Wuhan Chinese virus. I love your partisan political language. On the re-education on racial sensitivity, similarly in the UK today, we heard that the government would be defunding any group that emphasize, in terms of education, wanting to do away with capitalism, and they wouldn't be promoting any ideology from any groups whose goal it is to do away with capitalism. So there seems to be a right-wing backlash at government level to a lot of the left-wing indoctrination, as they would put it, that is going in to people's heads in universities and schools up and down the country. And I think most university campuses in America are very liberal. I wouldn't say necessarily left-wing. Left-wing has come to mean something different nowadays. Yeah. And I never left the left. The left me is a sentiment a lot of people are feeling. But there is a backlash to this new wave of liberalism that wants to call everything racist, wants to make sure there's 20 different toilets for everyone else.
Be careful, Julian. You're still in here. They will find you and they will put you to jail.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
I want to understand.
Thank you. But
the police will put you in jail in the UK for tweeting about stuff that is not with their agenda.
But the point I'm making is the left wing used to be about the workers of the world unite, but now it is being divisive and separating everyone into different groups and playing identity politics, which I think plays into the hand of the ruling class. But it's where we're at the moment. But doing away with capitalism might not be a bad thing, but I sense it's the other ideologies that have become synonymous with that.
See, with capitalism, then you've got surveillance capitalism invading your privacy because of capitalism. Do you see what I mean? So capitalism, it might not always be a good thing because, like I said, it means that they would invade your privacy by surveillancing what you like and what you so they can advertise and market the things that they obviously mean something to you. But
it always comes down to the adverts with Mac. Advert expert.
No, but it's true though.
A question in the chat, Julian, communist supporter? No, I'm not a communist supporter. I've grown up
Shout out to
left
Comrade
wing,
Corbyn.
left wing, but as I say, the left left me, and wanting a better deal for everybody is something I think we can all strive towards. And
Julian, one small tangent. George Galloway, if you're listening to this, I love you. Please get me on your show. George Galloway, I love you.
yes, well, I'll mention that to him. George Galloway may have a new midweek show. I hope it doesn't clash with this show, the midweek mashup.
That's right. I will not be
But-
watching George Galloway's show. I
Yeah.
will be on this show.
He
Not George
might
Galloway
be a competitor. We going out twice a week. But what about the Proud Boys? Let's talk about the Proud Boys. This
Stand back, stand by.
stand back, stand by. That's what Trump said to the. Well, how do we describe them? A militia?
Yeah.
Let's let the Turk answer this one. Who are the Proud Boys?
They're
are they
a
proud of?
militia. They're proud of their country, proud of America, proud of law and order.
But you said militia like it's a good thing.
It is a good thing. The police are not going to stop the riots. They're not going to stop from burning down your business, coming to your house, threatening you, having
These are
20
bad?
people mobbed. What'd you say?
So are the police bad?
They're not bad, but they're not doing a good job.
So solution to that is to have militias.
The solution is to police do their job, and if they did their job, there would be no need for a militia.
Mm.
No, but
This
you
is
said it was a good
another
thing.
interesting dichotomy. Yeah. Go on, Mohammed. I like where you're going.
You said it was a good thing that there's a militia called Proud Boys.
I'm happy there's a militia.
Well, isn't that that's gonna cause more chaos? That's gonna cause more riots and violence.
It needs to be chaos.
So you don't believe in law and order then?
I do believe in law and order, but for there to be
George,
law and order, you first need chaos.
George Galloway and
You
Julian
chaos?
and the Turk. That's so
2024.
fun.
Or yeah, ordo ad ab chaos. This is interesting. I think probably what's annoyed most people about the Proud Boys is their name. They should be the Proud Boys and Girls or Proud People. But
Proud guys.
It's-
Why guys? Why
Proud-
can't you say
there you
guys?
go. Well,
Proud
there you
guys.
go.
Because it's gender specific.
The
But guys
problem
isn't.
recently, a lot of people
Yes, it
had
is.
with the police. We thought we could solve it by defunding the police, but if you defund the police,
Who said that?
Who-
though? Nobody
That's where your
said that.
taxes go.
it
So
was one of
if
the slogans of the Black Lives Matter
matter.
movement was
Black Lives
Became-
Matter, which was funded by
Defund
two
the police.
fat lesbians.
Yeah, but
that's fine.
true.
That's fine.
Black Lives Matter is not a political party with influence in America.
It's a terrorist organization and a political
I
movement.
think it's a movement.
So is it like Antifa?
It's a movement.
It is
but,
the same thing.
Antifa
No.
is just an idea, by the way.
This is Black Lives Matter, Antifa, same thing.
Are they
Well-
polar opposites? Are they two sides
they're
of
the
the same
same thing.
coin?
They're the
It's
same
not
thing.
the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Well, one's a white
It's not.
militia group, and the other
It is.
one's become a black militia group. No, that's how it's.
No, it's
worked.
not about that. They're different. It's two different organizations.
They're not
It's
different.
even-
They are exactly the
Antifa is
same.
not even an organization. Like it's a
They're,
loose
they
group.
are an organization. They are funded by left liberal
That's-
millionaires,
Yeah. I mean,
just
you
like Black
see
Lives Matter.
at some Black Lives Matter rallies, it's hard to spot the black person. They're often young white liberals. But Joe Biden said in the debate, I think, that Antifa is just an idea. They're not actually an organization. And I guess
Well,
you
this
can
is
get
what-
away with a lot if you don't exist. But what do you think of that, Mohammed?
Well, that's what. This is not what he said. This is what FBI and the intelligence agencies in America have said. So this is how they
Okay, so
define
you
Antifa.
don't think they exist either? Okay.
No, I'm
Carol
not saying.
Kellner said
I'm
a
not saying they
important
don't
point.
exist.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, we got
Existing and being a like an organized, an organized structure with a leadership that goes down and chain of command. This is
Sean
what
King. Is he not in charge of it?
he's an ideologue, but he's not in charge
They
of
do
it.
have Black Lives Matter and Antifa do have leaders. What are you talking about?
Do they not have a website
Yeah.
that I can get onto and email the manager? I want to
They
speak
do.
to the manager.
They do have a
love
website.
that.
They
I
just
love that.
recently
I love that.
removed what they
I
stand
love
for.
it. Can I speak to your manager, please?
Yeah,
I love it.
I would like
That's
to speak
such
to
an
the
English-
manager of Black
Such
Lives
an
Matter.
English.
BLM/Antifa may come to politics with Louis Farrakhan as its leader. I'd be surprised if Louis Farrakhan would be seen dead with them. Yeah, lethal cocktail. Molotov, what? Yeah, so, Mohammed, I'm gleaning that you're sympathetic towards the Antifa.
Because he's a leftist, that's why. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Let him speak for himself. What's your take on all of this? And are you the manager of Antifa?
No.
Have we got through to you?
I'm not sympathetic to Antifa or Black Lives Matter either.
You're supportive.
Okay.
I don't support the organizations. I support some of the messages, but I don't support their. I don't support their ideology or their organizations. I don't. I have
you
my
support
own.
the movement and some of their ideology. You pretty much support them.
No, that's not true. I think if somebody says they're against police brutality, I think that's a fair message.
So if you had a gun and you shot at the police, you expect the police to not shoot at you back?
You can't come up with like hyper scenarios that I didn't ascribe to. I said police brutality, so I'm talking about
police brutality. It would be killing people, right?
I'm talking about unjust police brutality.
Like what?
You don't believe there's any kind of police brutality in America?
I do, but like what?
Oh, then we agree then.
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor, when she was killed by the police, was that brutality?
She should have told her boyfriend not to shoot at the police.
Okay. Mike Brown, what about him?
Mike Brown? Mike Brown fucked up.
Wait, I'm rapid fire with Turk. Go on, Turk.
Mike Brown fucked up. He should have just got on his knees and complied.
Okay.
Ahmed Arbery, whatever.
George Floyd.
Ahmed Arbery fucked up too. He saw them two white guys with guns. He should have just chilled out and see what happened.
You're running for your life. You see a gun, you're gonna run for your life. No. You in that situation, in that scenario, you see a guy with a shotgun and a guy chasing you.
Before he was running from that, he was trespassing on illegal property, and there was a whole scenario behind that.
Okay.
He was going for a jog through a secluded area of private property.
I love it.
Pause it there.
Alistair Crowley.
Pause it there. Alistair. Turk, we've reeled off several famous incidents of alleged police brutality and unjust killing, and you've refuted every one of them.
Comply and you will not die.
Thank you. You acknowledge that there is sometimes police brutality. Can you give me any example of it?
Yeah, that was like when people die in custody. That's really bad.
So it does happen, but the stories that go viral, you think they're what? Politicized?
Yeah, they're just trying
to get propaganda opportunities, are they?
They're just trying to get people emotional because a lot of Americans are emotional.
But who does that help?
They don't have a good father in the home to show them how to act.
Okay, so you're telling me that there's no racism in the system. You don't see a racial.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Are you far right? Are you a far right?
I am a Republican. Yes, I am right.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I understand why you covered up now.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, he's part of far right, said Fred. They showed up at the protest on Saturday. The Proud Boys.
Do you like Tommy? Yeah. Do you like Tommy Robinson?
Yeah, I like him.
Great.
He has a lot of valid points. A lot of valid points.
Are you're not from a Muslim background, are you?
No. And I also don't approve of Muslim rape gangs in the UK.
Okay, can I ask what religious background you are from?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
All I know is that Jesus is Lord.
Okay. Is Donald Trump a real Christian or?
Yes, he's a real Christian.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, gentlemen, I'm loving the open free discussion. Remember, anyone is free to ask anything and anyone is free to refuse to answer. And we respect that.
Is there any justification for stoning women to death?
There is, first of all.
Yes or no? Oh my God.
There is conditioning. There's conditioning. No. First of all, if you want my personal
Jesus
opinion,
Christ.
no. But under
I
Sharia
already
law,
heard it.
it's saying,
I already heard it.
no.
I
But
already heard you.
when was the last time you heard someone got stoned? It's
Shame on
because
you,
it
man.
has bro.
Shame on
You
you.
can't just drop that. You can't drop a bomb like that and not let me elaborate on it.
I can't.
Because let me
Yes or
explain.
no? I don't need
No.
elaboration.
Bro, first of all, I was telling
Yes
Julian
or
before,
no?
suicide bombers are not accepted nowadays. You had to do it at the time of the Prophet, because if you didn't, then the religion would have been eradicated. But now you got the internet, you got libraries, you can read about the religion. So now it's being a suicide bomber is
Well,
haram.
suicide bombing. Suicide
Do
bombing
you understand? So
was
We're not talking
invented
about
by
suicide
the
bombing. We're talking about
Very-
stoning
You
women
don't
to death.
understand.
Tamil Tigers in the
It doesn't apply now.
1970s.
It doesn't
The
apply
first-
now. This is what I'm trying
It
to
does
say.
apply now.
The rules have changed. As society has changed, the rules change. You can't say, "Oh, when was the last?" This is what I'm trying to explain to you. For a woman, she's got to have obviously have an affair, but as well as that, there's got to be 4 witnesses, and those witnesses have got to be pious. All these conditions are got to be met before she's stoned to death. So no, I disagree with the fact that you think that I think stoning no, because they have these laws in place to scare people. It's like
is stoning women to death justification justifiable
not.
to you? Do you approve of it?
No, I don't. I don't agree to it. And personally, if I was, I would be living in Iran, which is why I'm living elsewhere. But this is my point. I might have faith. I'm not a practicing Muslim, but at the end of the day, I know there is a God, higher power, and
One of the good ones.
higher intelligence, should we call it? Even Einstein put it that way. He goes, whoever comes to the understanding of science will realize that there is a higher intelligence at work governing this universe. These are the words of Einstein. So this is something that you're going to come to realizing one way or another. But everything underneath the sun, like all these political debates and stuff, these are just, like I said, Trump is going to be re-elected based on, he's in the middle of war with Iran. Well, it's cyber warfare, whatever you want to call it. And 2, well, Russians might intervene again. And
gentlemen, I appreciate your lively exchange. Mohammed, is there anything you want to pick up on what happened just there? If Mohammed's still there,
No.
maybe not. No problem.
I already know Muhammad. Muhammad is definitely approved of stoning women and Sharia law over country's law. I already know it.
Well, the thing is,
Are you a Christian?
you've plucked that one out of the air. Go on.
Are you a Christian?
he says Jesus is the Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
All right.
That's
So
what
you
he
believe
said.
in the Bible?
No.
You can't.
You don't believe in the Bible.
No.
Why is that?
Because I never read it.
I think he's one of
So
those
how have you come to the conclusion that Jesus is Lord?
Because Jesus died for my sins.
And where did you find that?
People told me.
People
Word of
told
mouth.
you.
Yeah, people told me. Word of mouth.
Word got round.
Did you know?
Word got
You
around.
know, we were
Where did
talking
those
about
people
plagiarism.
get it from?
Oh, okay. We were talking about plagiarism. Did you know that the story of Jesus was in the Egyptian hieroglyphics? Apparently, there were no. This is a fact that there was a virgin birth by I think it was. I don't know if it was Thoth, or I got to do my thorough research. But even there are some plagiarism going on to some extent.
Every culture in memory honors and deifies motherhood because those that didn't died out. There you go. That's why every culture you will find remnants of people honoring mother and mother nature and a mother goddess. But yes, there are images from ancient Egypt that look very much like the Madonna and child. And history repeats itself. The pagans were worshipping God men born of virgins.
Can I just
long
say something
before
else?
the birth of Jesus Christ. You're correct.
You know, they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rahim has multiple meanings. Rahim is also a woman's womb as well.
Rahim.
So,
That's
Rahim.
correct.
So, the creator, because women can create inside their womb. So, hence they have certain attributes of the Creator Himself.
And I can create outside of their wound.
And there you go.
Turk, I love it.
Mohammed, any other points for Turk? You were kind of cross-examining him there.
Well, he didn't really answer. So you said you believe Jesus is Lord and Savior, but you don't know where you got it from. You just got it from people. And why do you believe?
You understand what people is?
Yeah, but why do you believe those people? Where did they get it from?
Because they're right. Most of the time,
Why
the
are they
Christian people
right?
are better. They're morally just.
So how do you define morally just, and how do you determine that?
Not stoning women to death, giving them equal rights.
So what's eye for an eye?
You know, wait. You got to
Jesus.
determine.
Wait. Mary Magdalene, that we said that Jesus may have married. She was apparently known the whore of the time of Jesus, and apparently Jesus pardoned her. And before she was pardoned, he was like, okay, whoever wants to stone her to death, whoever's sinless can cast the first stone. Now, this is indicating the same way that your Lord Jesus was saying, whoever is sinless.
Well, he hasn't accounted. He hasn't explained why he believes in what he believes in. He's just basically said it is because it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
obviously he's got
everyone's because it is the true way. That is right.
I can say the same thing. So you gotta have some kind of source.
But you'll be wrong. But you'll be wrong.
I can say you're wrong then, so we can just keep on going.
But you'll be ultimately wrong.
You won't be ultimately wrong.
Everyone has an opinion and they're entitled to it.
I think maybe what Turk is getting at is something mentioned in the Bible, that you will know them by their fruits. And Turk is possibly a cultural Christian who prefers the fruits of Western Christian civilization.
Jesse Lee Peterson,
that he sees elsewhere. But
Jesse Lee Peterson, the great Black Hope. I listened to him.
Which pastor?
Amazing.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
I know him. Yeah, okay.
He is my pastor.
The
great Black Hope.
He's great. We were going to get him on the show one night. I know he watches.
Oh my God! If you get him on the show, I'm gonna cry.
I have been.
He's going to be
starstruck. Yeah. He's going to be starstruck. Oh, gentlemen, it's you've made it well worth it tonight. I appreciate it.
Shout out to Julian. Shout out to George Galloway.
And Mohammed, thank you for joining us again. Do bring a friend next time. And I appreciate the way that you took Turk to task there. He didn't give much back other than say, I'm right and you could be right. But hey, we're all right in our own way. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Mohammed, try not to stone any women on your way.
Let's keep it respectful, Turk.
Peace.
And I'll remind you that the Bible also talks about that. This has been Lessons for Life. And we'll do it all again soon. Friday night, 10 p.m. We were here. We're gone. Later.